Getting salty, sanity, here at the beach, stand on my feet. There's no place that I would rather be than getting
Hello, and welcome back to No Icing with Dritta. My name is Sandy D. I have a very special guest, a few special guests tonight. I'm very excited. I'm jammed up because, I don't know where my co-host is. Maybe he'll come back later. My co-host, Rory Penland, he's the man of 1,000 voices. Hopefully he'll come back later. I have another co-host with me tonight that I want you guys to meet. I don't know if you know him. Let me bring him on. Hold on. His name is Bruce Lowe. You may remember him.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. I'm glad to be back, Sandy, because I was on the show before telling people who I was, and now I'm back on the show. Nobody really knows who I am, but it's okay. Like water.
How do we do it? Like this?
Like water. Yes.
I like that. You know
I
what
am
we
the.
do? You know what we do in New York? We go talk to the hands. Like
Oh, that's kind
similar,
of the
very
same.
similar, similar.
That's kind of the same. That
Only
means
one
don't
hand.
talk, right? Or you don't want them to talk? Is that it?
Yeah, it's like one hand. Talk to the hands, man. Talk to the
I
hand,
see.
dude.
Okay. I was going to say I am the bastard son of Bruce Lee, and I was born in Seattle, Washington in 1964. And my mom is Gladyslow, and she was a waitress in a diner, and she met Bruce Lee, and I am the fruit of their loins. So he went on to meet the love of his life, Linda Lee, and he had two lovely children with her, uh, Brandon and Shannon. And but I'm okay, you know, like water.
Talk to the hands.
So, oh yeah, when I do that, it doesn't mean that I don't want you to talk. It's just something I do to, it's my Zen kind of thing, like water. So there you go.
Well,
But again, I'm
Bruce,
happy to be here. Happy to be anywhere.
I'm happy to have you on my show again. I'm very grateful.
It's
My
been a
co-host is
while.
Rory Penland. He's the man of 1,000 voices, but I don't know if he's going to show up tonight. He might be busy. I don't know, but I appreciate you stepping in to fill in for him very
Oh,
much.
thank you. I can't stay long myself because I have something I have to do in a little while, but and it's before the show ends, and sometimes you go long. So, but Tom Cheshire and Rory Penland like that. I've been watching the shows.
Yeah, they do. They like it when you go overtime, It's like
Hmm.
overtime, like it builds the adrenaline. The adrenaline's already going. It's like don't stop and when the adrenaline's going. And actually,
You're
Bruce, I
just
gotta tell
calling it
you,
adrenaline. It's
adrenaline.
adrenaline, right?
Did I say it
When you
right?
say it, it's just adrenaline.
Adrenaline. Did I
That
say
sounds
it
like
right?
you're drilling something. Adrenaline. Or maybe a medication. Take your adrenaline.
Okay, well, guess what? Bruce, my guest tonight, I got to bring him up because I
Okay.
can't contain myself anymore because
That sounds good.
my adrenaline is going because this guest, he's the Boston's top leading motivational speaker.
Wow.
He's been through hell and back, and now he's going to high schools and different schools, and he's inspiring young children to be and stay like get on the right path, stay on the right path. Like I can't speak for him, so let me bring him up. You're gonna love him. Julian Juice Miller, here he is.
Hey,
Hello.
There he
what's going
is.
on, you guys? How y'all doing?
Hi.
Doing good. Nice to meet you.
Hey, a pleasure to meet you too. Pleasure. Thank you for having me on your show. This is awesome, man. This is really awesome.
So you
I'm
are a
so excited.
motivational speaker?
Absolutely. So let me just give you a little background about me. So I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm a recovering heroin addict. I've been clean for 16 years. I did 8.5 years in the feds for unarmed bank robbery. I robbed 14 banks. So now, I've been home for 8 years and I changed my life. So, I came home and got my CDL license I drive a cement truck for a living and I also do motivational speaking. So what I do is I go to high schools and colleges and share my story to just inspire people, inspire the young and not to go down the same road I went down because we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we just gotta learn from our mistakes. And my thing is if I can share my story with not only the youngsters, not only the young ones, even grown-ups as well, because you never know what the next person's going through. And by sharing my story, it could be life-changing to someone else. So yeah, that's what's going on right now.
You had me at cement truck.
Right.
That sounds interesting. I would love to see that.
Yeah. So how I got into the cement truck business was when I came home from jail, I came home 2014. I came home with a plan and I was determined. That was my third bid I did. I did juvenile time, I did a state bid, and then I did the federal time. And so, but when I came home from the feds in 2014, I had a purpose. I was just determined, to do the right thing. And what I did was I went from a dishwasher to a prep cook, from a prep cook to a cook. I was a cook at Applebee's for like 8 months. And then I decided that I was like, I want more, because, as an ex-felon, when you're coming home, opportunities for work is very small for us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can imagine.
Huh?
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. So in order for me to succeed, I would have to make make other opportunities for myself so that door can be a little wider. So what I did was I went to trucking school and got my CDL license. And I went through this program. It was called Mass Rehab, where they funded everything. They funded my schooling. They funded me, going back and forth to school, and my gas, my interview clothes, and they did all that for me. And then I ended up getting my CDL license. And after that, I got a job working for a cement company and driving that cement truck, big old truck. Y'all know the big old truck that woo.
So, when this company helped you by giving you everything that you needed to get your truck driving license,
Mm-hmm.
and they helped you with your interview clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and you could drive an 18-wheel tractor trailer truck, couldn't you, if you wanted to?
Well, so I have my Class B.
Oh, okay. It's
So
different.
you need your Class A license to drive an 18-wheeler.
Oh, okay.
So the difference is the weight.
I see.
Of the weight of the truck.
So you can drive like some construction trucks, like dump trucks and
Absolutely.
cement trucks, but you'd have to get another license to do the 18-wheeler tractor trailer.
Absolutely, yes. You would just have to upgrade from a B to an A so you can drive, and you have to, of course, you have to take the driving test as well, because it's a different ball game with them 18-wheelers.
Because it's not easy to parallel park an 18-wheeler.
Oh no.
It looks difficult just turning a corner.
It's like once you get used to it, it's like it's nothing. Like right now, before when I first started driving the cement truck, I was a little nervous because you're sitting in the middle of the road, and it's like it's just one seat, and you sit. I mean, they have trucks where there's two seaters, but that more likely it'll be a rail loader. So what I mean by rail loader is they load the cement in the back of the truck instead of the front. So I'm in a front loader and they load the cement in the front. And I discharge in the front as well. You know what I'm saying? So in the front loader, it's just one seat. And you're in the middle, like literally in the middle of the road. So whatever side you on, you driving, and you're in the middle. Like, so you have to get used to it, because sometimes you feel yourself drifting off to the left, thinking that you're in a two-seater. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow!
He said, "Oh wow."
So you got to be careful.
All right, hold on. I got to back it up
because like what?
Bruce Lowe has a story of his own. He has a story about his struggles, but tonight I want to hear about your struggles, because I know you got some, and I know you've overcome them, and this is what drives you to be inspirational to young kids at the high schools and people all over the world.
Mm-hmm. So like, as a young kid growing up in Roxbury, it was pretty tough for where I grew up at in the area. So the thing was, everything happened in front of my house or in my hallway. And what I mean by everything happened is from drug selling to, people getting high, people, all type of crimes is being committed. And when I say getting high, meaning, heroin, weed, coke, and so that the area, it was heavy with drug trafficking and
it was
all
that life.
stuff.
You grew up in that lifestyle. You didn't choose that lifestyle. You grew up in it.
And that's the
That's
thing.
the difference a lot of people don't understand. Like, you didn't choose that. You grew up in that.
Right. So
And
it was
then
like I was kind of like
you-
born into it, being as though I grew up in it. And it didn't help me out because the fact that my brothers was into it too. So I'm the youngest out of 4. And so my family from Costa Rica, and 2 of my brothers came over from Costa Rica to the United States, and the oldest one stayed in Costa Rica. But the 2 older brothers, they were into the streets. So I thought that's the right thing to do. Like, I didn't have no role model. I didn't have nobody telling me like, hey man, listen, save your money, build your credit, find a purpose, have a goal in life, chase your dreams. And I didn't have that. I mean, I did a little bit, but it was overpowering with the activities that was going on in my area. You see what I'm saying? So it was like for instance, my middle school teacher, I'm gonna start from 8th grade. My middle school reading teacher and the security guard of the school, they paid my way into this school called Catholic Memorial, where they bought my books, they paid my way in, they tutored me on Tuesdays and Saturdays. But I was already caught up in the streets by then. I'm like 15, and I'm coming to school with big chains on and a lot of money in my pocket and carrying guns to school, like thinking that was cool, like thinking that I'm that guy and that was cool. But in all reality, that only led me to catching my first case as a juvenile at 15, 16 for selling drugs. So that's where it all started at. And then it carried on to, I did 4 months in juvenile, and it was like, I came home and I thought I was the man. I thought, I got street creds now. I thought that was the right, because that's all I knew. I didn't know nothing else. I played basketball. And,
yes. Can you because you and I have that East Coast connection like that. Like, I grew up in New York, so we have that connection. We understand what street credits mean. But a lot of our audience that's watching, people that they grew up in the country, they might not understand can you tell us what street credits means? Because you and I know.
Like, street creds is a form of, gaining respect for your name, in the streets, and it's sad, but this is the truth. Like, shooting somebody or going to jail or, making money and, being respected, earning your respect through violence, through negative activities. And that's what they call street creds, and which is, it's crazy now that I'm older and understand now, like, I don't want no street creds. I don't want
I don't
that.
either.
You
don't want street credits now.
Yeah, I don't want,
It's
you
not
go
fame,
to jail, you
it's
come back,
infamy.
they be like, yo, I'm a dog. When they say I'm a dog, meaning I'm a G, I'm a gangster, I'm this, yeah, I done did time, and I'll do more time, and that's not how to live. You ain't supposed to live like that. And I didn't know. I thought that was cool. I thought that was the way to be, like, and because that's all I saw. All I saw in Boston was Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, the South End, and it's like, I didn't know nothing about, there's a spot called the North End where, all the Italians, and they got their Italian restaurants, and, there's another spot, the Seaport area where, high-end restaurants and stuff. Like I didn't know nothing about none of that stuff, you know.
Steak
And
seafood.
it was just I was blind to it, you know. So
Yeah.
so for me carrying on to doing the juvenile bit, I came home thinking I got street creds, you know what I'm saying? And nobody can't tell me nothing. I went back to selling drugs, but not only that, I started getting high. I started sniffing. Well, I started off, smoking weed, drinking a little bit here and there and stuff. And then it got from, me doing that to seeing other people in my hallway getting high. I'm like, let me try that. I'm curious, And once I tried it, it was like I'm chasing that first high again. Like I'm chasing that first feeling that I had when I first tried it, right? And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It was a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm just being real. And it's like I'm chasing this. I'm chasing it. Now I went from sniffing one bag to, sniffing a whole bundle. That's 10 bags. It's like my habit is starting to elevate, increase, and then next thing you know, now I'm back in the streets heavy, selling drugs again, and I end up getting caught up again. They gave me 3 years for a hand-to-hand. So now I got a state bid. So I do my state bid, right?
Wait,
And,
what's a state bid? What's a state bid?
So a state bid is, doing state time in the state. So it's state time and it's federal time, like county, you got your county time, then you got your state time, and then it's federal time. So I'm in the state right now. They gave me 3 years. I did from 98 to 2001. And what happened was I came home 2001. I'm like 23, 24, and I got that same frame of mind because I'm getting high in jail doing my state time. And it's like I'm not ready to change. So I come home 2001, 2002. I had my daughter, my beautiful daughter, and I had her, but I started to ease back into the streets. So I'm working. I had 2 jobs. I just had my daughter, and it's like I'm still hanging around the same people. I'm trying to hang by the liquor store, which is 2 blocks away, thinking that I'm not gonna go back over there and chill, So they still got to come to the liquor store. They still got to walk by me, like I'm still talking to these dudes. So eventually, one thing led to another. I started easing back over to my hood, easing back over. And once I eased back over, I started selling a little weed. And it went from weed to sniffing a little coke. And it went from sniffing a little coke to right back to getting high again, right back to messing with the heroin. And the thing is, I still didn't have no purpose. I still didn't have no way out. Like I didn't want to change.
Did you ever have dreams as a kid? We have a lot of questions. The comment section is going crazy. Is watching. Bob Ross is watching. Jonathan Duncan is watching from Australia. The comment section is getting lit.
I think he's from Tasmania.
Tasmania, Australia. Yes.
Yeah, he's from Tasmania. He doesn't like it when you say he's from Australia. I've watched that on other shows.
Am I in trouble, Bruce?
I'm going to tip out now, but I'm so glad that he is putting out the word to stop doing those kind of things and finding a purpose. I think that's fantastic. Like water.
Back to the hands.
I like that.
I applaud you, sir. That's a wonderful thing, and you're getting the word out to kids not to fall down that path, and that's wonderful.
I appreciate that, Bruce. I appreciate you, man. I really do, man.
But I know another motivational speaker. I'm going to call him right now and see if he'll come on the show and say hi to you. So, his name is Chad Greenback.
Okay.
But I was nice meeting you, sir. I would love to see
I remember Chad is
truck.
the guy. He's like the guy. Yes, you can. He's the positive guy, right?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Connect me with him. Let's go. Let's go.
I want to have him on this show. We need Chad.
Let's go. I'm ready. Listen, let's do it.
That's right.
Listen, before you leave, right? Just want to hit you with this. You can only take yourself to a certain level, right?
Uh-huh.
You need that other person, and you need somebody else in your life to take you to another level, man. You can only take yourself so far by yourself.
Right.
Once you connect with other people, it's much stronger, and you can just shoot for the moon. Huh?
That sounds great.
You know what I'm saying?
That sounds wonderful. What a great message.
It was a
I
pleasure
love that.
meeting you.
Thank you, Bruce Lowe, for coming.
Thank you, everybody. Stay cool.
Thank you, and talk to the hands and like water.
Like water.
Like
water,
water.
baby.
We love you, Bruce.
Bruce.
Hey. Okay. So here we are. Okay, so now we got MM is here.
Hey, Emma.
MM is the one that told me about you.
Yeah, she's awesome.
He's the one that introduced and connected us. So we gotta say shout out to MM. I see you. She says, I see
Shout
you.
out to MM. Much love, girl. Much love.
That's right. Oh, and then let me go back to some questions. We had some really important questions in the audience.
Okay, let's go.
If that's okay, if you don't mind.
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
Okay, I love it. So John Duncan said, what was the turning point, Julian? Was there a particular moment / event that made you realize you wanted a different life? Let me show the comment. Here we go.
So to answer that, right, my turning point was when I got locked up in New York in 2006, right? So when you're on drugs in Massachusetts, right, and you get locked up, they don't give you nothing. Well, now they do, but back then in 2006, they don't give you nothing but like a Tylenol or something. And you have to go through withdrawals. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to just straight go through it. And so the thing is, when I got locked up in New York, I went to Rikers Island. Let me tell you how I got there. So I'm in a holding cell in Manhattan, and I went to court. You know, they did an arraignment. Now it's time for me to go back to is the jail in Manhattan. They were supposed to send me. It was right upstairs from the courthouse, whatever. So I'm in the cell, and the guy's like, he's like, hey man, he's like, yo, you sick? I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, you dope sick? I said, yeah. He was like, yo, you know they got methadone on Rikers Island. I said, get out of here, man. He was like, I'm serious, man. Ask the CEO. So I called the CEO over. He was like, yo, you sick? I was like, yeah. So they sent me to Rikers Island. So when I'm on Rikers Island, they have methadone there, right? They had a methadone line. So, I went through the nurses and, they gave me 60 milligrams and winged me off of it. When I experienced that, I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is my time to change, like, because that right there was like, it's time for me to work on me. And that was my turning point right there. And, I was thinking about my daughter. I was thinking about, becoming a better man for myself so when I, reintegrate back into society, I'll be good, So what I did was I worked on myself. I got my GED. I took anger management classes. I took drug classes. I got my apprenticeship in culinary arts. I did all these things just to better myself. I did a lot of reading, to just sharpen myself so when I come home, And I also know that I have my daughter out here now, right? And she's my purpose. She's my why. She's my reason. Like, before I didn't have a reason. Before I didn't have nobody to look forward to she's my, when I say she's my why, she's my reason. Like, whatever I go through, I think of her, and she's like my rod and staff. And she, When I think of her, I get through my trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that purpose, and I feel as though my purpose is to share my story, to inspire these young kids, inspire people, period. You know what I'm saying? So they won't go down the same road I went down. So, but I hope I answered my question. I hope I answered your question with why in my turning point.
Yeah. And we got another question. Renee Jaworski, my executive producer, she said, how can someone stay positive when everything around them is causing trauma? How do you stay focused on your dreams?
So this is my thing, right? Everything around me that's happening right now, I can't control. I can control what my dreams. I can control pushing forward to my dreams. So what do? I read positive things. I watch positive things. I surround myself with people that are doing better than me or is heading the same direction I'm going, right? And it's so easy to think negative. It's so easy to just think negative about anything, it just come up. It's so easy to go back to what you used to do. So in order to stay positive, keep positive, I have to surround myself with positive people. I had to change my circle up, right? I had to change the way that I was living, and it's like,
I'm gonna start crying, Julian. You know what? Julian? I grew up kind of similar. Like I mean, my parents tried really hard, but I grew up similar to you. But I had a lot of people, adults, when I was a kid, like try to like tell me like, no, you can't, you're worthless, you're not gonna be good enough, you're a piece of shit, you're never gonna do anything with your life. I've had a lot of people put me down, and I still have that. I feel like it's still going on. Like, man, why am I like, haven't I learned at our age, Julian? Like, when do we learn to not let people put us down when they don't even know our struggles? Like,
and that's the thing though, like,
it makes me upset.
That is hard, especially people that are close to you, right? That put you down.
They know your heart and soul. They still try to pull you down.
Listen, life's too short. I absolutely ignore them. Like, all right, whatever. I just keep pushing. Like, I have close friends that think I'm acting funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I ain't coming around, or like, I don't want to hook up with them, and it ain't that. I still love you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on a different mission. I'm on a different mission. Like, our time.
That's what I mean. Like, why can't they see? Why can't the people that you grew up with, the people that have been in your hood and your crib and your corners, how come they can't see that, like, you are now changing and you're leaving the dark alley, you're coming into the sunlight? Why can't they be happy for you? That's what I don't know.
But there's some that are in the background and, like, waiting for me to fall, because I've done it numerous times. That I came home and got right back into the streets, and but I didn't have a purpose then. You know what I'm saying? And now that I have a purpose and I'm on this road, I'm trying to leave a legacy for my daughter. So when I leave, she'll be all right. So she won't have to go through the struggles I went through, because I don't even know my father. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that. I didn't want that for my daughter. That was another reason why I got myself together, because I want my daughter to have what I didn't have. I want her to be good when I leave, like, leave that legacy for her, like, so she won't have to struggle, so she won't have to, go through, certain things, man, that I went through. She's definitely gonna go through life struggles, because that's just part of life. Things happen. But if I can be a part of her not going through some of the things I went through, that's what I'm about. That's what I'm doing,
I love it. God bless you and your family and all your struggles and everything that you've been through. And you know what? Like, generations repeat themselves. Like, if you come from a family that has struggles, the tendencies are the patterns will repeat until someone breaks the chain. So you broke the chain, and I'm so thankful to have you on my show. I'm so thankful to hear your voice and to I'm gonna start crying. I have a positive person here that's gonna keep me from crying right now. Let me grab my tissue. I have Chad Greenback in the green room. Hold on, he's a motivational positive speaker. I'm gonna bring him on my show. Hold on.
Okay.
Get ready to meet Chad. Say hello to Chad, everybody. Tap that heart button and show him some love. Show Chad some love. He's dying. He's dying. Wait, Rory, hold on, Rory. Wait, okay. Chad.
I usually don't elicit that kind of
Julian's
reaction. That's my thing, but there it is.
Julian's dying.
So glad to bring happiness into your life, Julian. Can I call you Juice? Can I do that? I just want to say I've heard nothing but good things about you, sir, and I'm it's wonderful. I'm all about doing it, and you, sir, are doing it, and that's so special. I can't tell you how special that is.
Chad, you're the best, man.
So glad to finally meet you again. I've been hearing buzz about you. You know, in your talks to kids and turning kids' lives around, and that's so wonderful. You are doing it. And Sandy is here. She is doing it. She's got her own shows.
I love you, Chad. You're
It's
the
crazy.
best, man.
It's wonderful.
Yo, I think I need a breathing treatment right now.
Sorry, Juice. I'm like heroin sometimes. I just come right at you.
No, you got me. Look, I'm crying. I'm sweating.
Might need to take a little
Crying.
methadone.
Give the tissues. Give the tissues, Julian. We're dying over here.
Yo.
So
You know
again,
what?
when Bruce Lowe told me you were on this show, he's a good friend of mine.
Bruce is a good guy. I swear. Listen.
I had to come on and I
He had
had
to
to
go,
say
though.
hello. I'm supposed to be speaking right now, but I had to come on and I had to say hi and I had to say I am so happy for you and you are doing it and you're doing it for your daughter and your life to have a better life, and that's so wonderful.
Right. Hey, I
great.
appreciate you, Chad, man. You are so awesome, man. I love you and I thank you. I just want to connect with you too, man. I love to connect with you.
Fantastic.
Maybe we could do something together.
Sandy's
man.
got my number. You can get it from her. She'll call. You can call me anytime, buddy.
Okay, man.
And we'll do it together.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Sandy, for letting me come on and just do that. I was just so excited to hear he was here. I wanted to say hi to him. I want to introduce myself, Chad Greenback. And again, so happy that you are doing it.
Thank you, Chad.
Look, Chad, we need positive inspiration in this time and era. We got social media, we got trolls, we got bullies. We need positive inspiration, Chad. We need you. We need you.
It's true.
Very
We have all
important.
the time in our
Listen.
lives, unfortunately. There's a lot of hate out there.
There
But
is.
if I can get out there and if Juice can get out there and we can tell people, hey, you can do it. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely,
Okay, I'm
Chad.
trying to make more
Hey,
money at it. But
You gotta go make more money. You gotta go.
But and again, he's a much more positive guy than I am. As far as getting his
Me
word
and
out there, getting
Julian
his
are
message
gonna
out
be
there.
doing our own side hustle here. We're
Hey,
watch
thank
out.
you so-
Support
hey,
us.
Chad,
Chad.
thanks for checking in on me, man. I appreciate you, man, showing the love. You know what I'm saying? And
Very happy to meet you,
Bruce
sir.
talked good about you too, man. Bruce,
Very
he
happy to
talked
meet you,
real
sir.
good about you, man.
All right. So I'm going to let you compose yourself now. I'm going to take off.
I'm good.
But you take care,
Thank
all
you,
right? You guys
Chad.
All right,
keep
man.
doing it.
Appreciate
Chad.
you.
Keep doing it.
Nice meeting you. Look, you got my neck sweating. I'm just oh,
Next button.
It's always a good sign when you get their neck sweating.
uh,
It's always a good sign when you get their neck sweating.
I know.
Wait, Chad, can you give us a little sample of your motivational speech? So
Yeah.
maybe we can compare
I-
speeches
Give me something,
with you and
give me
Julian.
Give me
I
something.
think I
before
sent you my
leave,
pitch,
Chad.
my elevator pitch. Didn't I?
Huh?
You can run that. I think I sent Sandy my elevator pitch a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
In the
Anyway, yeah, I
elevator?
just want to show people that they can do it. I can show them how. I'm
Right.
doing it.
Right.
So, and I know you can do it.
I really like your hair. Your hair is like, it's like you have
that
hairspray.
joint,
It's like
man, you
perfect.
got that joint
Thank you,
gelled
sir.
up. I did. Listen.
Thank you, ma'am. Much obliged.
Oh man.
All right.
That was-
Thank
that was
you.
good. That was good.
Oh my gosh. I'm dying. Are you dying?
boy.
I'm dying.
Oh, that was
I'm
man, that dude Chad is amazing.
He's amazing, right?
Oh my
Well, my
goodness.
co-host is the man of 1,000 voices, so he has a lot of different characters that he does, but you know,
Right.
and he does a painting show, and he does the Big Monster Briefing Room. He's an artist and an actor and a comedian, so I'm lucky.
He's
I'm lucky
good.
like that. You know what, Julian? We had to go through hell and to be this lucky to know these kind of people in our lives, right?
I know, right? And that
Isn't that
is
the
no, yeah, that is true though. That is true. That definitely is true. So let me tell you how I met M, right?
Yeah, tell me. I love this.
So during the pandemic, I was an essential worker, right? So I was still working out, driving a cement truck. So a friend of mine sent me an invite to a group called Quarantine Karaoke, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. So she sent me the invite, and I went on a couple times and just checked it out, and I said, oh, this is pretty cool. So I ended up going live. And singing in my truck, dancing, and
I love that.
and just I can't sing. Let's just get this out the way right now.
Yes, you can. I've heard you. What do you mean
Whatever
you
song
can't?
that's playing, right? I'll just sing along with it. And then so I ended up it went from like 200 people watching to like 1,000 people watching me. So I'm like, oh, I'm on to something. So I ended up gaining like 2,500 friends from off there, right? And she was one of them. She was on there, and it was just I met so many good people off of Quarantine Karaoke, like so much good people. I met my girl on there, right? And she's an amazing girl, and I met so many people like from different states, and I went and met up with them. They came down to Boston and to meet up with us, and that was a beautiful thing. Like it was a blessing to even have that group so we can all connect and meet, and it was just awesome, man. It was definitely awesome.
Yeah. And she's a moderator for that group, I think, right?
I'm not sure. I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
She travels. She travels. She's got her backpack on and her handkerchief and like some snacks in there with the stick. She travels.
She don't play no games.
I know, I love him.
But one thing I did pick up when I was locked up was that I found out that I know how to. I'm a poet.
Oh, you started writing poetry in prison?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's another thing that I do when I go speak. I share my story, then I incorporate my poetry so they can understand my poetry better after I, share my story. So
can we hear a sample? Can I hear a sample of your prison poetry? I love this. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for this.
I'm gonna give you this.
You know that I have friends that worked at Rikers, right? I have friends that worked at Rikers, but they never give me no poetry, so.
Oh. I have.
And hold on, I'm gonna bring if you look for that, I'm gonna bring on my
I ain't got to look for nothing.
My co-host Rory Penland. He's the man of 1,000 voices. Let me bring him up.
Who is this?
So sorry. I missed most of the show. I apologize. So sorry.
He missed it. He's dying laughing.
Hey, Roy.
Sorry, I missed everything.
Hey, listen, where you been? You were supposed to be here earlier, man.
I know. I just.
He was busy.
Got so
He's
much going on
handing
right
out.
now.
He's handing
Yeah.
out the flyers
man.
on the corner
Iconic
on
art
Fifth and
project,
Madison.
delivering pizzas. That's my life.
Oh man.
Doing
Well,
1,000
it's a
voices for
pleasure to
people.
finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Very
And
nice.
I was just gonna bless y'all with one of my poems.
Yes.
I'm up
Do
for it.
it. Think it, feel it, do it.
So this poem I'm gonna do. I used to say this poem every time after I get off live on quarantine karaoke, and I would say, it's called God First, and I said, a strong wind blows with force, pushing away rough times of trials and tribulations. Then comes new times, of course, to show no remorse and no more limitations. Problems don't last too long if we put God first. In any situation, our heart will be content in any event because prayer precedes preparation. Tick tock, time never stops. Our time can be seconds away. So live life to the fullest extent and put God first each day. Bam!
Bam! Let me smash the button. Hold on. Oh my gosh.
Oh!
I got a button. I love
Awesome.
that. I
Awesome.
love that.
Thank you.
You don't want to hear my poems. I got a poem about underwears.
One of the people that watches the show, John Duncan, is also an awesome poet.
Oh yeah, John Duncan loved it. He's loving this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hi, John.
There's
He's
that
also
crazy
in
Tasmanian.
Australia.
A poem, brother. He won another one?
Yeah, he loves poetry. You kidding me?
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
gonna give him this one, right?
All right, give it to the people,
I'm
Julian.
gonna
We
give him
got
this
you.
one, right? It's kind of like a tongue twister. Not kind of, it is a tongue twister. And I'm glad you guys are on the screen because, just in case I start spitting and stuff with all the S's and stuff, I don't want you.
All the funny Daffy Duck.
Jesus. You're gonna make me pee my pants. Oh my god.
Hey, it's called Here I Am with Substantial Thoughts, right? And I said, societal abnormalities shouldn't sidetrack a person's success. They should succeed successfully in society, nothing less. Socially selective in succeeding in social skills, surviving spontaneously to support someone's ill. Seduce someone's mind into selecting supportive suggestions so they can share, shine, and subtract simple suppressions. Soothing silly styles out of their synthetic symbols they study to seduce senses selected scientifically by Satan's buddies. Here I am summing up some of the sights, sensations selected so shameless. Stay strong so you can survive and society should stay stainless. That's that right there.
Oh my god, this is like
Now-
some Lauryn Hill shit right here. Do people hear this? Replay people, hello. I hope you're watching. Oh my god, John Duncan's gonna be like in love with you now. I know it.
Yeah.
because-
Well, he's asking about your faith. Do you talk
Oh my
about your
God.
faith a lot when you?
Oh,
when you
but
speak?
I'm a
It's
true
like
believer in
Lauryn
God.
Hill.
Yeah.
True believer.
And these poems that you're doing, you do these for the kids when you do your speech when you speak.
Absolutely. So what I do, I was saying it earlier that that after I share my story, I incorporate my poems so they can get a better understanding of my poems. You know what I'm saying? So like basically when I do poetry, it's about my life. It's about what I experienced, what I've been through, and things of that nature.
Now I'm sure that God and help in getting you to go down the right path.
Absolutely.
But to me, from listening the broadcast, it sounds like your daughter was the biggest influence. You wanted to change yourself really for her.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Yeah. That's definitely true. True statement there, brother.
You're talking about you're leaving a legacy for her as well. So that tells me, yeah, that was probably the biggest influence. I'm sure God had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like you really, really love your daughter very much. And
oh man, I love my daughter.
You want to change for the better. You want her to look up to you, and you want to leave something behind for her. And that's
right. Absolutely. People ask me like, how was I able to, come back into her life, after doing 8.5 years,
Mm.
right? And people ask me that from time to time, and I just told them I just eased back into her life. Like I didn't come, I came home. She was like 13 at the time, like 13, 14. But I didn't come in like, yo, you do this, you do that, or listen to me. Like, I didn't come like that. I came calm, I came respectful, I came loving, and
Yeah.
and we have a wonderful relationship right now,
Good.
How old
Yeah.
is she now?
She's 21.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yep. She's awesome. That's my twin. People like that's your twin. You sure you didn't have her? Like,
Well, I know you're going to be supporting her dreams and goals because,
oh, for sure.
Growing up in that life, you don't always have anyone supporting your dreams or goals. And in today's world, I think it's everything. It's everything.
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
and-
if you
and
don't
she
have that
saw the-
support,
She saw the fact that, what happened to you when you went down the dark road.
Mhm.
And she knew to stay away from that because of that.
Oh, for sure.
And again, she's seeing a more positive you now and how much better your life is now. That's got to be great for her. I mean, as far as a role model, showing her how you went from the dark end to the light, and how much different your life is because of it, and how much better your life is because.
Yeah, she knows my daughter knows everything. I tell her everything. Like she knows my whole past. She knows that she knows it all. And I'll be telling this until I'll be like, yo, I'm like, listen, your dad is one of Boston's top motivational speakers, right? She's like, yeah, I was just featured in a magazine. I was just featured in a magazine, in Boston Magazine. They did a 4-page spread on me. Woo, this was real big. Like, this is the magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
And hold up.
let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah,
I have a little clip. I have a little clip that I can show if you guys don't mind, if the audience is okay with this. Let me show them.
Yeah,
I have.
of course.
Oh my God, look at that
Wow.
article. I love it. You're in a
Yeah,
magazine.
they did a 4-page spread on me, man, and it was just I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow,
Love
this
it.
is awesome. And like God is good, man. Just know that.
So inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you go to like all these schools and teach the young kids, like I went to a high school that was like kind of crazy. And the fact that I mean, we didn't have like motivational speakers back then, I don't think. We had we had heavy metal, we had disco, rap, hip hop going on. It was all coming out. We didn't have motivational speakers at that time. But there was a lot of kids that I wish we did because, I've lost a lot of friends, and a lot of friends that went off the wrong path. I wish we had motivational speakers at my high school. I really do.
I just spoke out of school not this Tuesday that passed, but the Tuesday before that. I spoke at this high school in New Hampshire, and spoke to over 500 kids. And it was the feedback that I got from them. It was just amazing, right? It was so amazing that it was a blessing.
Can you give us a little sample of what you do, like when you do these speeches? Like, give us like a little nugget.
So what the first thing I do is I find a connection. You have to connect with these kids because they have a short tension. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just, if you just sitting there and just talking to them, like they ain't trying to hear you, So what I do is the first, 3 to 5 minutes, I play a song. One of my favorite songs is, Michael Jackson, Rock With You, Rock With Me, I wanna rock with you. And what I do is I play that and I sing along and I have the kids stand up and clap so we can all be in tune to, something that we're doing together. So, and then once I start to dance and I'm singing and, they're getting a kick out of it. So now I'm building that trust. I'm building that, that bond with them. So once I do that, then I go into my story. I go into sharing my story. And in the court, and in the process of sharing my story, I use an example of why we need a purpose and a reason in our life to move forward. And I use a kid out the, I use somebody out the crowd, and I, give an example of, I have them jump ahead of me, like jump from one spot to another, right? And once they do that, I'll place like a mark down on my hat to indicate that this is where they jumped from, where they jumped at, where they landed. And then I tell them to go back to their spot. And then I'll put like $20, $30 down, right? And see if they can jump further. And all the time, they always jump further because they have something to jump for now. Before, when they first jumped, they ain't have no reason. They were like, I'm just going to jump, just to show them I'm jumping. But now when I put the money down, they have a reason to jump further. And not only that, I have everybody in the crowd clapping and cheering the person on to even give them more energy and more strength and more courage to jump further, right? And every single time it happens, they jump further, right? And I let them keep the money. So that's just a part of what I do to, engage the crowd and to, show them that once you have a purpose and a reason in your life, it helps you push forward. It helps you pulls you through your trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? And then after I do that, I add some poetry to it. And then after that, I finish up my story and I leave the floor open for questions.
I have kind of a strange question for you.
Yeah.
Do they let you have any musical instruments at Rikers?
So I didn't stay there that long. I was only there for like 5-6 months, and I was only in one side of the jail. I was in this part of the jail. It was called C95. That's where they send all the addicts and all the, drug dealers and all that stuff. But I'm sure they have music classes that people are doing county time there, and I'm sure they have some type of music and stuff like musical instruments.
Cali
there.
time? What's Cali time?
County.
Oh, county time. Oh,
Yeah,
county
county
time.
time. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, I'm just thinking, like, if I'm gonna be locked up, give me a pen and a notebook, or a pencil and a notebook, and like a musical instrument, or
Right.
or a pet. Like, what am I gonna do for 100 years in prison? Like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something, like push-ups. What am I gonna do?
No, but so let me tell you what I did, right? Yeah, so a lot of times, them instruments can be a weapon, right? And so, it depends on
They
what
don't
type
let
of
you,
security. Like if you're in like a low, so there's different type of securities, in different type of levels. Like if you in a max, you ain't getting no guitar, you ain't getting no flute, because you can turn that into something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
You can
okay.
make a ship out of a guitar.
It depends.
Right,
If you're high risk, it depends. There's probably high
Listen,
risk people, right?
I didn't see people make a shank out of the spoons from the chow hall.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like they shave
Toothbrushes.
it down. I see some crazy knives up in there.
Toothbrush knives, yeah.
Oh, toothbrush, that's popular.
Well, I know they do tattoos
Take
in
that razor blade
prison
around
too.
that joint. Actually,
My
listen,
mom-
they don't tape it. They melt
Julian,
it.
my
They-
mom's watching. She said crayons. my mom. Okay. No, but seriously, I think
Let me break this off in you.
tattoos in prison. Like, this is a thing. Like, do you have any
Listen,
prison tattoos? Did you get a tattoo in prison?
No, I never got no tattoo in
No.
prison. Nah. But there's things to do while you're in there. Like, I worked out, I played ball. They got, they have softball, they got football, they got, basketball. There's things to do. There's things to, better yourself while you're in there.
Yoga? Anyone doing yoga? Do they give you yoga mats?
They got yoga classes. Like I took it when I was in the
What are you in for?
penitentiary. I was in the penitentiary, right? It was a maximum penitentiary. I took a couple of aerobics classes. Right? So like they have that. They have that there. Absolutely.
Jane Fonda came in. She was teaching.
I know.
Well, that's how.
How long does one of your
motivational
motivational shows? How long does it go usually?
Huh?
How long does your motivational show usually go? An hour, hour and a half?
Hour. Majority of them they go an hour. Sometimes they go a little over an hour.
Mhm.
I did one event. I was a host / guest speaker. And no, I was the MC / guest speaker. And I spoke. It was a 4-hour event. So, I was in and out. I shared my story and, I did some poetry and stuff. But I also, just MC'd, trying to get the
guys
crowd to go, But that was the longest, the 4 hours. That was
So there was like 4 motivational speakers, or
no, it was just me. It was just me, the DJ, and it was like a. So what it was is these people had a what's it called? What kind of homes they are? Assisted living homes.
Assisted
Okay.
living. Yeah.
Right. So the guy had all his staff. It was about like over 200 people, right? All his staff. He had this big cookout. It was a thing called Juneteenth. Y'all familiar with Juneteenth?
Oh yeah.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
So, they had me host it, and I spoke a little bit about it. I actually read it off of paper, just the background of Juneteenth, and after that, I shared my story. We played some music. We ate. We had a good time. It started to rain, and it brought everybody closer. The crazy thing was, when it started to rain, it was my time to share my story and speak. So it just brought everybody under the tent, right?
Oh, I love it. So everyone's close up. Everyone's like a big hug.
It was awesome. It was a good time.
I love
it was
that.
definitely a good time, yeah. But other than that, like, I do, some people want me to speak for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah.
However long, I'll make it happen. I'll put something together and make it happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love that. I love your story. I love your inspiration. I love your motivation. I love that you've turned your life around from a life that you didn't even choose. Like you were just born into it. And that speaks volumes and strength to me. I know about that because I grew up in New York, and I didn't grow up in the best environment. I've had situations. So anyway, so I can relate on that level. But I love the fact that you came to No Icing on Cosmos Creative TV, and this is your first time on Cosmos.
Yeah,
and
I love it.
I love it. Like I want to have you back on. Are you available for more shows? Because we have like 30 something shows in the network going on that we could bring you back.
Man, whatever we get,
We got hundreds of them.
I got a few characters too. I got a few characters too.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
I would come. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, what's your character? Can you give us a sample of your character?
Oh man. I have to say we're gonna have to say that for next time.
Okay. Well,
We have to
send
say
it
that
in
for
my
next time.
DM.
So we can.
Well,
Yeah,
I
me.
like characters, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, for sure.
Rory's the man of 1,000 voices. He's my co-host. He's
You
amazing.
said that about 50 times today. Yeah.
Oh, did I? Am I repeating myself? I'm sorry. I apologize. I get excited and I repeat myself.
Yeah.
It's part of the way I grew up, I guess.
This
I don't
was
know.
definitely a good time. I thank you. Listen. This was definitely a good one.
Well, okay, we went overtime, Rory. We're
We
like
did.
9 minutes overtime.
Tom Chesh
so,
would be proud.
Tom Chesh, shout out to Tom Chesh. Shout out to Renee Yaworski. Shout out to MM Farwell. Shout out to everyone watching. And Julian, You're now part of the Cosmos family. You've been initiated.
Thank you.
If anyone has a school, has a connection with a school that might want to hire Julian to be a motivational speaker at their school or their children's school or grandkids' school, please reach out to Julian because he's your guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
All right, thank you. And everyone, let's see, next week we have Robin Henkel, legendary blues musician. So stay tuned for that. Get ready. Rory, are you going to be there? Are you available?
I'll do my best.
We got Robin Henkel next week. Oh, and check it out. I got one more plug.
Got a feeling jelly cake making might make that show.
Oh, yes. I would love that. Oh, my God. I got one more shameless plug. Diane Call. I got her CD today. Hold on. Wait. Can you see it? I got her new CD today. Diane Call. Here it is. It's called Into the Fire by Diane Call. I'm so happy. Thank you, Diane. I love you. So sweet. I love it. And stay tuned. And Julian, come watch. You got to come watch Painting with Rory sometime. We have a trivia, and you can win a prize. It's fun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, painting.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights, 10:30 Eastern.
10:30 Eastern?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays. Most weeks. We didn't do one this week.
Hold on, I'm trying to.
All right. So I think is everybody starting to DM you now, Julian? The people in
No,
your
not
DM?
yet. They ain't DM me yet.
All right. Thank you, Rory. Thank you, Julian.
I'ma give
Thank
you
you,
a-
audience. We love you. Follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff. What's that? What are you showing us?
This is my QR code. This is my card.
Oh,
Right.
snaps. Constant
Constant
elevation.
right?
Oh, love
And
it.
then if you want to follow me, I don't know if they can see that, right? Hold up. Bam. Right? That's my Instagram name and that's my Facebook name. And if you scan the QR code, my website will pop up and it has an article on there about me and also the work that I've been doing. So, yeah, you guys can reach out to me here. And thank you again for having me. Guys are so
I love
awesome.
it. I love you.
My
And
pleasure.
keep on keeping on, Julian. And everybody stay tuned for Julian. There's no ceilings with Julian. Let's go. I love you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. trophy, but at the end, I always win. Who am I? Tick-tock, time never stops. Our time can be seconds away. So live life to the fullest extent and put God first. I got a relationship with Big Brother, and a brother. You know what I'm saying? Big juice will pull you the frick out of you. You already know.
Rock and roll. All right, party time.
Godzilla says that I should learn to fight my own battles. No.
Good afternoon. Welcome in Ruby's kitchen. Butter my pans with them. Look at that. I didn't have to around with any more butter. How about that? Okay. You can save them. That's not my trick. I think I got that from Mark Stewart or that other name, right? And I give some wine and be like, woo, everything's all right. Woo, I'm going back. You guys are not going to get to see these till next week. I apologize. But 1 egg, 2 eggs. You know, and I wanted to see if the flavor lasted for 42 seconds. I wonder what the rest of them look like. Why does everything look like a to me? I'm happy to call them my friends. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is very important.
Veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed, all the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say, I don't push pause, no I push play, I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make, I turn flaws into flawless traits, I build tall, never capped in space, I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. 6 a.m. and I'm up again.